Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've recorded a video of my knitting project, so I thought I'd sit down and do it today. It's Saturday, September 23rd, 2017. It's the second day of fall, so perfect time into the season, right? Alright, let's get down to the knitting fun stuff. Let's start with the one and only thing that is not socks. I knit this cowl. I hand spun this yarn. It is a Moon Rover fiber. The ends curl up. I should have added more garter stitch on the edges, but I used most of the yarn for this. The pattern is Quandary. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is written for a worsted weight, worsted or DK. This is a little heavier than that, so it's really, really dense, but it ought to be very, very warm, which is good when it gets colder here. This is I'm probably just going to keep this one for me because it's pretty and I love those colors. So I'll probably keep it, although, you know, taking bets on how quickly my kids steal it. It's not been blocked yet, so I haven't cut my ends, but all the knitting is done. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and block it yet. Oh yes, and returning viewers may have noticed I dyed my hair. It was really bright purple. It's kind of faded now, but it's going to get another dye over probably around the 1st of October, and then again towards the end of the month, so it'd be nice and bright for Halloween. Okay, back to the knitting, which is why you're all here. I finished my longest running sock whip, which is the Gimli socks. And they are both finished, and now that I've recorded them, they will be on their way to Scotland for a friend of mine. I'm gonna send some extra yarn in case she needs to lengthen the toe any. But once she's tried them on, I can then knit her another pair or two, because, well, she lives in Scotland and has cold feet, so I'll be knitting socks. Next, my monster socks. My April Showers monster socks. I started in April and did not finish in April. They are done. I was originally using an Addy Turbo 8-inch circular for these. My wrist just couldn't handle it. So they're tiny bit different sized because I switched to a 9-inch circular. But other than that, they're exactly the same. I used 5 different colors of Knit Picks palette yarn, and I am going to be recording, starting this next week, a tutorial on how I make my monster socks like this with the stripes. I've recorded an intro, but I haven't recorded the striping yet. You'll see why later. I did a garter stitch twist cuff, which is really cool looking, but it's kind of a pain because you have like 4 extra ends, or 2 extra ends per color, so I ended up with like 10 extra ends to weave in. But so the edge is a little bumpy there, but it looks really, really cool, and I'm glad I did it on these, especially since these are the April shower socks, and April is when we tend to get tornadoes, so that's my tornado cuff. Next pair. Alright, let's do this pair next. This, I'm calling these my Down the Anduin socks. The pattern is Snake River. It is another free pattern on Ravelry. The yarn is Lanitium Ex Machina. It is a yarn from Finland. This is their basic sock, which is a superwash wool nylon blend in the Anduin color, which is the name of the river in Lord of the Rings, and that's why I had to get it, because I love Lord of the Rings. It is rougher than a lot of the hand-dyed yarns you'll find in the US, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. That means that it will be really, really long wearing. On these, I just did a regular slip stitch heel flap and gusset decreases, and I did add a contrasting line, maybe a little easier to see on the other side, a row of contrasting yarn right before I did the toe. I did this because after the heel turn, the next places that wear are the ball of the foot and the edge of the toe on me. Now, the ball of the foot is fairly easy to darn, so it's no big deal. But trying to darn over these decreases is really irritating. Doing it this way, I can just take out this toe and reknit a new toe, and it'll be ready to go, and I won't have to darn over decreases. So, these were a really quick knit. This pattern is really nice. The yarn also is, again, it's rough, but the color is fantastic. And this, my feet aren't even going to notice this as being rough. It's really, I'm used to a lot rougher wools. I'm hoping that these will be fairly warm also because of that. I've noticed a lot of times the rougher a wool is, the warmer it is. And I have had requests on doing a video on sock yarns which wear the best, which are warmer, all that. So I will be doing that at some point later this year, I think. So I need to gather up a bunch of them and get them set out. Alright, next one. Winter Soldier socks. I love these socks. Pattern is Otis by Rachel Coopy. It's in one of her books, but I'm not sure which one. Really should check that. The yarn is by Devil Bunny Dye Works. And I used a pack of the mini skeins she had. The Don't Do Anything Stupid Until I Get Back pack. And an extra skein of the gray. I got a full skein of the gray. The colors are Till the End of the Line is this dark blue, Pull Me From the River, Ready to Comply, and Buy Me Some Plums. And the gray is Siberia. So these are my Winter Soldier socks. And like I said, I love them so much. The yarn is very soft and squishy. Alright, 3 more pairs, and they are all Tour de Sock pairs. I finished three stages of the Tour de Sock, but only 2 of them on time. I misread the date and totally didn't finish the first one by like a day because I thought I had another day and I didn't. But I did get them finished. These are Fins by Sarah Bess. She is the person who runs the Tour de Sock. Oh, Tour de Sock is a knitting competition, basically. It usually runs concurrently with the Tour de France. This year it started a little late due to real life issues. But you pay $7.50 at the start. You register, and you get all the patterns that are released. There's 6 patterns, 6 stages. And occasionally there will be one at the beginning and one at the end that are extras. They will eventually become available on Ravelry, and the extras are usually free. The others are not. But all the proceeds for it, minus any PayPal fees, go to Doctors Without Borders. So it's a lot of fun. I don't compete to win anything because I am not that fast. There are mostly Finnish knitters from Finland who are finishing these patterns in less than 12 hours. Both pairs of socks. I am not that fast. So I don't compete for prizes. I do it for basically the fun of it. I get the patterns. I enjoy talking to people on the group, and it's just a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what Tour de Sock is. Alright, stage 1 was these. This is, like I said, it's Fins by Sarah Bess. It was a toe-up pair with an afterthought leg. So that was interesting. these little lace sections here end up looking like shark fins, and then it has these little shark fins at the top. It's adorable. And I will be knitting at least 2 more pairs because my husband wants one, my oldest son wants one, and I can't get a straight answer from the young one about whether he wants knit socks at all, so, you know, who knows. The yarn, this is another Lanateum Ex Machina basic sock. This one is Helm's Deep. Again, Lord of the Rings. It's very rough, but it was a lot of fun to work with. I love the way these grays and reds blend with the shark fins and waves, and it's very sharky. So I love these socks, and I did finish both of them. Yay. Alright, stage 2, I believe. And I have hair on it. This one was fun. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name because it's not in English. I do have a project page set up for these, though. It was a colorwork sock. That's how I can turn. The cuff, you end up with these birds. It's adorable. It has a Latvian braid. So I learned how to do a Latvian braid on these. It was so much fun. And I love the look of it. The yarns, this main one is a Miss Babs Tart, I believe is what it is. It's a merino tencel nylon. It was a little thin for a sock yarn, but I knit these mostly on my 9-inch circulars, so that's not so much of a problem. The gray is Knitpick Stroll in Dove Heather, which I have a lot of because it's like the perfect gray. It goes with everything. And the blue is some of the leftovers from my Down the Anduin socks. It's the Lanateum Ex Machina. And you end up with these trees on the bottom. It's a fantastic sock pattern. If I were to do it again, I would do a different heel, and I probably will do it again because it's awesome. I would do a different heel because this one does not fit my heel well. I have a narrow heel, but this style of heel would probably fit my husband very well. He has a wider foot and a wider heel area than I do. The color work on these I did on 9-inch circulars, and I really, really enjoyed that method for color work. And that's probably how I'm going to do my color work from now on. It works really well for me. So, and I did finish both. These were finished in time. So, yay! Last finished pair. Now, they're finished, but I left the ends on in case I wanted to take out the cast on, and I want to take off the cast on. I had to use a German twisted cast on for these, and it's just too tight for my leg. People say it's a stretchy cast on. I think I do it wrong because it's not for me. So I'm just going to take it out, and I'm going to do a Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. That'll work, and it'll be stretchy enough for me. Like I said, I don't think I did this one right. But the pattern is called Indecisions. I don't remember who it's by at the moment. Names escape me. This was stage 3 of the Tour de Sock. And it's got these cabley sections, and then it's got these lacy sections that kind of remind me of wheat. Although it'd be nice if I showed it up right side up. It was a lot of fun to do. I did a patterned heel flap on it. It just continues the pattern from the leg, which was interesting because we had decreasing and stuff on the wrong side, so that was neat. But yeah, the yarn is again another Lanateum Ex Machina basic sock. This one is Shire. Yes, I have a lot of their yarn, and most of it is Lord of the Rings. The one that isn't Lord of the Rings is Star Trek. And I've talked about that yarn. Now, I have 2 pairs of socks that I am hoping to finish And there go the dogs again. That I'm hoping to finish by the end of this month, which is about a week. The first one is my next monster socks. Either way, I want to finish the first one and get the so I can get the first part of the tutorial recorded. These I'm calling the autumn pumpkin socks. They're very autumny and pumpkiny. 5 colors of Knit Picks palette yarn, my normal cast on. These I'm using a German short row heel, so I can film a tutorial on a German short row heel. I normally use a Fish Lips Kiss heel on my monster socks, but that is a paid for pattern, so I don't want to, you know, tell everyone how to do it because it's a paid for pattern. But it's only $1 and it's my favorite heel. But this one is a German short row heel. It is done very similarly. The way I do German short row heels when I do them is a method that Roxanne Richardson put on her YouTube channel not too long ago. And I'll record a video of me doing the heel and how many I decrease to and all that when I get to the heel on the second. But I've got another few stripes to add to the end because these are not for me. These are going to a friend of mine in Detroit. And so I've got to add a couple more stripes to the end and a toe. And then, of course, weave in ends, which I do some of that as I go, but I'm paranoid, so I still have to, yeah, I go back with the needle and run them through again. Because I'm paranoid. I've had woven in ends come out. It's very annoying. But these are really good TV knitting because I sit here and they're just plain knit. So hopefully I'll finish those by the end of this month. And next one is these socks. These are the first, this is the first pattern from the Magical Maladies collection. This one is called Spattergroit. And it's got this line running down and then it angles across the top of the foot and a textured pattern. So it's been really fun. I mean, I started this on like Wednesday and I'm to the toe of the first one. And that's only because I've, you know, had to do yard work and stuff, so I haven't, you know, sat down and knit all day. The yarn is Canon hand dyes. This is the first of the Harry Potter club colorways. I'm getting all of them because they're awesome. It's the Oscar base, I believe. It's sparkly. It's a merino nylon stellina blend. The colorway is Luna Lovegood. And for the heel, I am using some Koigu KPPPM. There's a lot of P's. And it's this kind of mint chocolatey color, but I really thought it went well with the lines of light green in this yarn. I didn't have a solid that I liked with this. I really need to get some more pastel type solids because I don't have any. All of mine are bright colors. You wouldn't think I liked bright colors, would you? But I'm really enjoying it. Having a lot of fun. The yarn has been fantastic to work with. I may knit the others at a slightly tighter gauge, just for wearability. This is perfectly fine, but I like really tight knit on my socks, which usually means going down to zeros or smaller. Or my 9-inch circulars, which give me a tighter gauge. So these are zeros. They're from Hobby Lobby, I think. I got them a while back. I have a big collection of these. So they're ready for the toe decreases. I'm almost ready to Kitchener the toe, and yay! So hopefully those will be done by the end of the month so I can include them in the inside number 23 Harry Potter knit along. I almost lost my needle. So those are the two that I'm hoping to finish. They are not the only ones that I have on the needles. I counted the other day. I have something like 16 pairs of socks going right now. Yeah. If I finish those, the next one I'm going to do is one of my Tour de Sock starts that I didn't get finished. It is the Mosaic Marbles. It's a lot of fun. It's also using Canon hand dyes and the Birdie Bots Every Flavor beans. And then a solid from the Loopy U. If I manage to finish all those, then, well, I'm not short of things to work on. I've got project bags all over there. So, yeah, that's about all I have for now. I won't pull out my blanket to show y'all until probably around the first part of winter, after the 21st of December. So it ought to grow a lot between now and then, because it's finally starting to cool down, so I can sit and knit under this big huge heavy blanket. So yeah, it's not going to be finished this year. No matter how much I knit on it, it's not going to be finished this year. So I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today. So thanks for watching, and happy knitting. Bye.